Welcome to The Explainer. We're jumping straight in today because we're tackling one of those administrative chores that literally every single person faces, but absolutely nobody looks forward to. Yep, we're talking about updating your driver's license address, and specifically, we're going to break down the exact mechanics of how to do this online in the great state of Mississippi.
So think about the chaotic reality of moving for a second. You've got boxes stacked to the ceiling, bubble wrap everywhere, and you were just trying to figure out which box has your coffee maker. It's a mess, right? The absolute last thing you want to do is spend your afternoon sitting in a plastic chair waiting for your number to be called at a government office. It is incredibly easy to push these chores to the bottom of your to-do list. But when it comes to your driver's license in Mississippi, procrastination can actually lead to some major headaches.
So, the crucial point is that you have exactly 30 days to get this done. 30 days from the moment you move into your new Mississippi home to notify the state of your new physical address. And that number? It's not a suggestion, it's a strict legal mandate. Missing it can complicate your life in ways you definitely want to avoid.
Here is our game plan for today's explainer. First, why update? Second, online eligibility. Third, our step-by-step guide. Fourth, wait times and fees. Fifth, vehicle tags. And finally, some essential final tips to wrap things up.
Section 1. Why update? Let's take a quick look at the legal stakes of relocating.
You might be wondering, why is this actually a legal necessity rather than just a helpful suggestion like, forwarding your mail? Well, it all comes down to the intrastate relocation mandate. Basically, Mississippi administrative law requires that any resident moving within the state boundaries absolutely must notify the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, that's the MDPS Driver Service Bureau, of their new physical address within 30 days. This statutory rule applies to both standard driver's licenses and state-issued ID cards. Having that accurate address on file is absolutely crucial for law enforcement, for getting official state correspondence, and just for ensuring your driving records remain completely compliant.
Okay, Section 2. Online eligibility. Who can actually use the portal?
Before we get too excited about skipping the DMV line, we need to establish who is actually allowed to use this online system. Because, as it turns out, there are some pretty strict gatekeeping rules here. Let's go over the deal breakers. First, this online system is strictly reserved for current Mississippi credential holders moving within the state. If you're a new resident moving to Mississippi from out of state, unfortunately, you can't use the online portal. You have 60 days to get a Mississippi license, and you've got to do it in person with your birth certificate, social security card, and 2 proofs of residency. Now, for folks already in Mississippi, the biggest hurdle is the mail delivery rule. The Postal Service must deliver directly to your physical address. The portal is crystal clear on this. Absolutely no P.O. boxes are accepted online. If you rely on a P.O. box, you gotta go in person. And lastly, you have to already have a valid photo on file with the state.
Section 3. Our step-by-step guide for navigating the MDPS portal.
Okay, let's dive into this. If you meet all those eligibility requirements, here is exactly how you navigate the system to get your address changed without ever leaving your couch. It's a pretty straightforward digital wizard. First, you just visit the MDPS self-service portal at mkps.gov. Second, you choose your pathway. You're either ordering a duplicate credential or completing a renewal. Third, you retrieve your digital record by typing in your exact identifiers, so your name, date of birth, and license number. If you don't happen to have your license handy, no worries. You can just use the last 4 digits of your social security number. Fourth, enter and confirm that brand new physical address. And finally, pay the fees. Now, the absolute most vital part of this entire process happens right after you pay. You must immediately print or download the PDF receipt they give you. That piece of paper is your temporary proof of driving privilege while your new physical card is bouncing around in the mail.
What's actually highly useful here is how the state splits this up into 2 distinct pathways: duplicate versus renewal. So a duplicate is just your standard address change. You get a newly printed card with your new address, but your expiration date stays exactly the same. The renewal pathway, on the other hand, is available if your license is within 6 months of expiring or if it's been expired for up to a year. This is great because it lets you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You update your address and you reset your expiration clock for another 4 or 8 years.
Moving on to Section 4, wait times and fees. Let's talk about the realities of the waiting game. So you've clicked submit, printed your receipt, and you're feeling highly accomplished. But what actually happens next? Well, if you look at real-world discussions from Mississippi residents on platforms like Reddit, the waiting game is a major source of frustration. We found multiple citizen inquiries tracking delivery times, and honestly, it is rarely a fast process. One user, MZ Sigler, noted, "Mine ended up taking 29 days. I think you're just in for more waiting." While some folks get lucky and see their license in 2 to 3 weeks, a lot of others just sit in limbo for a full month. This perfectly highlights exactly why downloading that temporary PDF receipt is so critically important.
And what about the reality for your wallet? Let's break down what this convenience will actually cost you. A standard duplicate license base fee is $11. If you're doing a 4-year renewal, it's $24. An 8-year renewal, that'll be $47. And if you are renewing an expired license, tack on an automatic $1 late fee. But here is the catch. No matter which option you choose, the state is going to add a credit card convenience fee plus a mandatory $1.50 shipping and handling cost. And speaking of shipping, we really need to talk about a pretty harsh operational policy. The MDPS assumes zero financial or administrative liability for driver's licenses that get lost in the mail. If your newly printed license fails to arrive at your new house, you do not get a free replacement. Nope, you have to go back into the system, submit a whole new transaction, and pay another $11 duplicate fee to start the printing cycle all over again. So please, double and triple check your typing when you enter that new physical address.
Section 5. Vehicle tags. Do not forget the tax collector. Now this is a major bureaucratic pitfall that trips up countless residents. You update your license online, you think you're totally done, and then, bam, you end up with a fine. Why? Because the system is not synchronized. The MDPS handles your driver's license, which you can do online. But your vehicle tags, titling, and vehicle registration, actually, those are completely separate. They are managed by the Mississippi Department of Revenue through your local county tax collector's office. You literally cannot update your vehicle registration on the MDPS website. Within 30 days of moving, you must physically go in person to your new county's tax collector's office to update your tags. Do not forget this step for sure, or you risk getting pulled over for outdated registration.
Section 6. Final tips and our disclaimer. Wrapping up your move.
Let's move to our final wrap-up. We've covered the legal mandates, the strict portal rules, the fees, and the hidden traps of vehicle registration. To make sure you are always fully protected, here's our professional disclaimer. Administrative fees, portal rules, and wait times are always subject to change by the state. You should always verify the latest details directly on the official Mississippi Department of Public Safety website before you start your transaction. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, please share this explainer with any friends or family who are currently dealing with the chaos of a move. Make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into navigating these everyday systems.
I'll leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. We live in an era where we can digitally update our entire lives, our banking, our insurance, our online shopping, in literally a matter of minutes. Yet, when it comes to proving who we are and where we live, we are still relying on a system that forces us to wait up to a month for a piece of plastic to travel through the postal system. As states begin rolling out mobile IDs, it really makes you wonder, how much longer will physical driver's licenses even exist? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.